And welcome to this special 2-hour Bells and Whistles show, the last ever Friday show before we move to a Super Sunday 2-hour special. I've got Jermaine to my right, and we've got a packed house tonight. Where should I start? We've got Super Yousef Khoumari, we've got Prospere, we've got Xavier Miller, we've got Santos in the house. Welcome, guys.
Yo.
Thank you. Before we start, we have a special announcement. We would like to announce that IQ Boxing is officially our brand new sponsor. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to Jav and Nick for the opportunity. Thank you so much. Who am I going to start with first? Do you know what, Yousef? I want to start with you, bro. It's your first time here on the show. Your debut here, and it's the 4th time that we're actually interviewing you on Bells and Whistles. We started off in this abandoned restaurant, and now we're here.
I'm happy, man. I'm happy to be back to the Bells and Whistles family, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Obviously, for our listeners that don't know who you are, I know I've asked you this question 3 times already in the past, but why don't you tell us a bit about yourself and who you are and how you got into boxing?
Yeah, man. I'm Super Yousef Khoumari. I'm from Wembley. I'm 10-0 as a professional, and on the 30th of November, I'm boxing for the English title at your pool. So it'll be under new, and the belt will be around my waist.
So let's talk about your last fight. So you was on Ohara Boxer, live on BT Sport. How did that feel being at the Indigo 02?
It felt good, man. I mean, as an amateur growing up in boxing, you always aspire and dream to be on those kind of shows, you know, the big shows with all the lights and the TV, and you know, you got all Amir Khan and whatnot around in the arena. So it felt really good. It felt like a box tick that, you know, I was on another big show, and it makes me want to aspire to go into even bigger ones and eventually get to the top of boxing. So it was a good show to be on, and it was a good motivator for me to go even further with my career.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I want to obviously go to your fight coming up, your title fight, English title fight. Fighting as what's his name, Dillon. No. I think you both had 2 opponents the same as well. I think it's Chris Birmingham.
David Birmingham,
my bad.
Yeah.
David Birmingham and Andy Harris.
Yeah.
So, do you know much about this opponent?
Yeah, I mean, being with the same manager, so we boxed a lot on the same shows, and you know, I see him box 3 or 4 times now. What I know of him, he's very aggressive. He's got a high punch output. He's really strong, and physically really strong. But you know, me and Coach Zav, we always find a way to win, and regardless of our opponent's abilities, we always have a +1 above him. So we're more than ready.
Easy work. So stop this,
To put it in easier terms, there you go.
Easy work.
When I first met you, Yousef, you was a lightweight, and obviously now you've come down to super featherweight.
Yeah.
How have you? Has it been easy to do that? Have you changed anything in your training and obviously your diet?
To be honest, lightweight, it was a really easy weight for me to make. I wouldn't really have to diet really strict. I wouldn't go on no strict diet to make a lightweight. It'd be sort of like a walking around thing, and then I'd be on weight just through training, really, just eating normal food. But I think with super featherweight, I just have to make a slight changes to my diet, and you know, and I'll make it as well. I mean, for my last fight, I got close to the weight. I got to about 60 kilo easily, so it was about another kilo and a little bit more to go to get to super featherweight. So I'll make it pretty easy. It's just me having to be a bit more disciplined. That's all.
Is there anyone in that division that you look up to? Because we've discussed before in the lightweight division, but in super featherweight, is there anyone that you look up to?
Yeah, of course. I forgot. I was looking at the guy who's got the British title the other day. Forgot his name.
Myron Mills?
He's lightweight. Philip Bowles, I think. Philip Bowles, yeah. Yeah.
Ring the bell.
A piece of him, a piece of all of them, to be honest. I'm not really bothered, you know what I mean? I just want to challenge myself against the best in the division, take on whoever, anyone, man. I mean, I want to keep moving, progressing with my career, titles. I'm ready for anyone, man. Anyone can get it, like Adrian Broner said, you know.
I did mention Myron Mills. Obviously, we don't like talking ahead before your next opponent. But is it something that you might consider one day? You win the super featherweight English title and then go for the English lightweight title?
Yeah, of course, you can get some too. I mean, anyone, man. Whatever opportunity comes my way, I'm ready to take it. and I'm ready to put on a show and show the world what I'm about. I mean, I'm ready for anyone. Anyone can come and get it, man.
For our listeners that don't know, who inspired you to get into boxing? What's your background?
The first boxer I really got me into boxing is Manny Pacquiao. Me being my mum being Filipino, I was automatically joined into, because he's so big out there, I was automatically joined into watching him and seeing the joy he has on people, and he's like a king out there, isn't it? I thought, let me give this boxing thing a try, and gave it a try, and from there it just I fell in love with the sport. But yeah, it was Manny Pacquiao, and I think what drove me to boxing is how he is outside the ring as well. He looked to give back. He's like a real good ambassador of the sport, isn't he? He always gives back. Yeah. He always tries to look after his people as much as he can. So I think that's what drove me towards boxing as well.
Coach, anything to add to his training?
Not really, to be honest with you. It's been the same old. It's just down to business. I mean, he made lightweight really, really easily. That was just through training, and he was eating whatever he felt like eating. So the weight's not going to be a problem in this fight. I think Yousef he's a cut above. He's too classy for Dillon, and he'll prove that on the day. And then we'll be looking forward to good things. Yeah, looking forward to the fight.
Fantastic. Before we move on, Jermaine, there's a Premier League game tonight. It's Leicester versus Southampton. What is the score? Because the last I heard it was 5-0 Leicester in the first half.
Yeah, it's 5-0. Let me check for you now. Well, it was 5-0 before half time. Obviously, Southampton do have a man sent off.
I don't think that would have made a difference.
Yeah, but playing at home, it was Ryan Bertrand who got sent off, so they're down to 10 men. Yeah, it's 5-0. I think Jamie Vardy got the 5th goal. Southampton looking like they could be going down this year. Honestly, it's defensively all over the place.
So, Yousef, your fight on the 30th of November, if anyone that still wants to get tickets, how can they get tickets?
Yeah, if you want to get tickets, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. Just drop me a message. Tickets are still going. They're going quick. The show's pretty much going to be a sellout. There's 5 title fights. I think 3 English titles, 2 Southern area. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, it's going to be a big show. Probably the biggest show that's off TV in the UK for a while. So definitely come down and have a watch of some good boxing, man.
Fantastic. What is your Instagram, just in case people want to DM you?
Super_Yousef. Easy to find, man. Yeah. Just put in super, probably come up.
Fantastic. Coach, if they want to DM you for
they can do, yeah. From what I've been told, I spoke to Yousef's manager, Steve Goodwin, and that show's practically sold out. It's the boxers that have got tickets, you get it from them, but to get it straight from the Goodwin family is going to be quite hard now. So that fight's already got, I think we've got about 4 or 5 title fights on there. So
that's amazing.
Do you have any of your own other fighters on that show apart from Yousef?
No. To be honest with you, when it's a title fight, I prefer to just concentrate just on that title fight. And normally on Steve Goodwin shows, I've normally got 3, 4, 5 guys on. I don't, it's business, it's just work. But when it's a title fight, I like to do that.
Obviously he couldn't make it tonight, but I want to speak about your other fighter, the Camden caretaker himself, Mr. Robbie Chapman. He was actually on the undercard for Kay's fight, 7th of September.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So he's fighting in Plymouth on the 22nd of November.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you know much about his opponent?
I've seen him fight a few times. He's got a good record. He's got a high knockout ratio. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. But I think Robbie's a different player in a different class. To be honest with you, I think Robbie's more skillful. And when Robbie's in the mood, he's a problem for anybody. So it's going to be a good fight. I heard it. That's been sold out as well. That show in Plymouth is sold out. So all Robbie has to do really is just focus on training, and he's just perform on the day. I mean, it's going to be a lot of people obviously screaming for the home fighter, but those things have never bothered me. So you shouldn't really bother any boxer. You should be just focused on the opponent in hand and just get the job done.
When it comes to those kind of fights that you're fighting an opponent who has the home advantage, do you prepare in any way? Do you get people to maybe come in the gym and start booing him, throwing abuse at him while he's sparring and stuff?
No, what I always say is that you know you have to win the rounds convincingly in that situation. There's nothing really more you can do than that, and just hope the judges see it your way. You know, try and win every round. Just fight when you fight a fight it round by round. You know, try and bank that round each time you fight, and just see where it takes you. If you get a knockout later on, great. If you don't, just put the rounds in the bank.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a question I would like to ask, Coach. What's a gym like at the moment? Oh, he must be buzzing. Obviously, K champion now. Yousef like to fight for a title as well. Robbie as well.
You can say Yousef a champion.
Yeah. Okay, when he comes champion, you're gonna have 3 champs in the camp. And what's the atmosphere like? Obviously, it must be good atmosphere at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, me and my business partner Nick, we started IQ Boxing Limited years ago, and the whole plan was to build up fighters. We've been running an amateur gym for a long time. We weren't necessarily going to even run an amateur gym. We didn't really care where we put a box. It could have been unlicensed. We just knew that we wanted to have professional fighters, and it's been a long journey. I mean, where we are now, what's happening, it's supposed to happen when you put in that kind of work. And all the fighters have got to do really is, do the best on the night. And I'm always happy with that. 2 guys go in, whoever's best prepared, whoever wants it the most, they'll get it. And my job is to put together a game plan to make sure that we get these belts. And that's what I've been working hard to do. But I've been in boxing and studying boxing since I was 11 years old. So I've been well schooled. I had an amazing coach when I was coming up. I had 3 good coaches actually. So I'm well prepared for anything. Yeah, so.
Santos, you've been a little bit quiet tonight. I know you said
today
about Yousef, but anything you want to add to Yousef's fight as well?
No, it's just like the last time I was in here, I didn't speak much as well. I said Kay was going to do the business, and Kay done it. I have faith in Yousef, been with him from the start, and I know he's going to do the business, so there's not really much for me to say apart from and the new, and that's it.
100%, man.
That's it.
100%. Just to add, I'm a born winner, man. Like, if you look at my record, I haven't lost a round in 10 fights. I haven't lost a round. Not many people can say that. I ain't lost a round, so I ain't made to lose. So I'm winning. I'm going to come to fight now.
We're looking forward to being there, honestly. Guys, thanks for obviously being with us. We're looking to obviously enjoy your journey as well. We're just being one of ourselves as well. So it's good things coming definitely.
Fantastic. Yousef, obviously, let's think it too far ahead, but do you ever look at current champions right now that you think soon I want to shot at that guy?
Oh yeah, I mean, I look at the world champions out there right now, and I think I could be one of them now. It's just how
in lightweight or both weights?
Anyway, I mean, it's just the mentality that I believe you have to have as a fighter. You got to be a winner in your head. Like Muhammad Ali said, you got to believe you're a champion before, even if you don't. Do you know what I mean? So I believe I could be anyone out there. I believe I'm the best, and I believe I'm going to get to the top eventually. Like I said, I ain't lost a round, so I ain't born to lose.
Is there any one, if you had to pick one champion right now that you think, you know what, I definitely right now can take his belt, who would it be? Cordino?
Right now, I could fight Cordino, I could fight anyone really. Anyone, man. It doesn't bother me. Dana, anyone, man. I'm ready. It's my time now, man. Start with the English title and then we move up.
That's it.
You go for the British as well?
Yeah. And we're calling who's next after winning the English, I'll be like, who's next?
Just to add, now it's 7-0 to Leicester.
Wow.
15 minutes gone. They got
Seven scorers, go ahead.
Yeah, so the first goal was Ben Chilwell. Then it was Yuri Tillemans got the second. Izo Perez got the third. Izo Perez got his second of the game, make it 4-0. Jamie Vardy made it 5. And then Izo Perez got his hat-trick in the second half, 57th minute. And then Jamie Vardy's got his second, and he's on to another hat-trick as well. So it's absolutely rout. St Mary's. Absolutely rout.
Wow.
How much time left on the game?
So about half an hour left.
I should put a bet on
10-0?
Time, yeah.
10-0?
Southampton.
We'll put it in now, split it, yeah? 10-0.
Is Southampton playing at home?
Southampton at home, yeah.
Just call it off. It's not fair.
Coach, while we're here, is there any other fighters on your books that you want to talk about that are up and coming fights or potential fights, or anyone that we should look out for for the future?
I think probably the only one I should talk about right now is probably Yasser Al-Ghia.
Yeah, 23rd of November.
Yeah, I think he's headlining that card the week before Yousef's fight. Coming up against a good opponent. This will be his first real test. I think Yasser's good enough to go all the way. He's 24 years old, got lots of time. It's a very talented, stacked division, that welterweight division, but he's a very awkward and tricky and naturally athletic fighter, Yasser, and he's got a good heart, good will. He's going to be a problem for anybody.
Yeah.
So I'd say the next year or two. I mean, I want him to fight for a belt next year, definitely. But I think he's ready to take on anybody in the next 2.5 years. He's ready to go.
At Kay's show, I heard that there was rumours that it could be a mandatory fight. Is that true, or is it just a normal fight?
No, I mean I wanted it to be an eliminator for the southern area. I wanted it to be a 10-rounder. I don't think the board approved that, so we've gone along with the 6-rounder, which is fine. It's a good step up for Yas at this stage, and then next year we're looking to move forward and do big things.
Can you ever see him going a weight down, or just staying out welterweight?
Yeah, I can. I think he can go between the two. I think he's good enough, and because he's young, he could start maybe at light welter, then move up to welter, and then maybe finish his career a bit slightly higher. I mean, Yasser can do a lot. He's tricky. Good fighter.
I see all your fighters have the same mentality, and I love that. They're natural born winners. So when I spoken to Yaz, it's like talking to Kay and Yousef. It's like that confidence is sky high, and you can tell that they've got a good team behind them because of that. It's not arrogance or anything. It's just like great confidence as well.
It's confidence. I mean, to me, if you're that good, then you have to beat me. You have to prove that to me. But before, I always think I can beat you. I've always had that mentality. I think all fighters should have that mentality. That's just how you should go into it. You should approach the fight, is that no one can beat you. When you look across the ring, it's the same. You should be looking at that fight, that opponent, and say, there's no way you can beat me. If you're that good, then we'll see.
Fantastic. Kay, I see you didn't bring your belt with you. What happened?
No, it's getting engraved at the minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so unfortunately I wasn't able to bring it down, but next time.
Let's talk about that night, the 7th of September. Does it seem, has it kicked in yet?
Yeah,
I know it's been a while now, but has it kicked in?
It's kicked in, but it still seems for real because, working to pick up these titles, and obviously you always believe it's going to come true. When it comes true, you just pinch yourself and you just grateful just to be able to do what I love, really.
What a night. Everyone was excited for you. We were all happy. I remember coming backstage to try and interview you. Yeah. I can hear you down the hallway. Give me Canelo, give me Floyd. I can hear Nick say, get him a doctor.
I was buzzing. So, that's the emotion that you get from winning. So that's why people strive to achieve in the sport, because winning is just the best feeling. And we've got a lot more to come.
Fantastic. The one thing I was really happy about after your fight was when we had you here before your fight, you said your dream one day was to fight at Kenilworth Road.
Yeah, 100%.
And you managed to walk out on the pitch in front of the Liverpool fans with your belt. How did that feel?
Oh, it's amazing. It's like, it's my hometown. I grew up trying to watch the game through the gates. Then eventually, obviously, been able to go and watch some matches. And at this time, I never thought I was even be boxing because I didn't start till 2 hours late in boxing. So to actually be able to get on the pitch and have people cheer and applaud me and just recognise all the hard work I've been putting in, it's amazing. And the next step is to be out there and punch someone's face in,
Fantastic. And what a great way to do it while they're in the championship as well. Like the year they can't come up, you win the title.
The whole town as a whole is just going from strength to strength. Obviously we've had our ups and downs with youth crime and stuff like that, but I think everyone's building a positive energy in Luton, and they've got other fighters that are coming through, and the football team's doing okay. Yousef.
We'll get to that. We've got time for that. Don't worry.
You know what I mean? So I'm glad to be part of a good generation of sport in the town, because I think it helps the town and kids and everyone. Yeah, it's just amazing.
Fantastic. Yousef, is a dream of yours to fight at Craven Cottage?
Yeah, of course, man. That's
I'm there pretty much every other week, innit? So
I see your Snapchats. I see
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Instagram.
that's my team. Like, it's something about a football team where it's got a place in my heart, innit? And Craven Cottage as well has a place in my heart. So I'd love to one day walk out there and fight it. That'll be a dream come true.
And I'm sure Wembley as well, because you're from there.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna add Wembley as well. I mean, I remember being an amateur schoolboy, training for the schoolboys and running up the stairs at Wembley Stadium, thinking to myself, one day I'm gonna sell out this place. I don't even think it was fully built yet at the time, but I remember going, yeah, one day I'm gonna sell out this place. So yeah, definitely Wembley as well. I'd love to, man.
Yeah. I'm sure you will, bro, because look, Sterling had the same dream. He used to walk past Wembley every day and then playing in the FA Cup final and playing in the semi-final of the Champions League. So, you know, dreams can come true.
100%.
But if you win, when you win your next fight, are you planning on going to Craven Cottage with the belt?
I'd love to, man. I'd love to. That's another dream come true. I see K do it at Luton, and
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing. So if I could get something like that as well.
They get behind you. They will say, just put it in motion, and what did Tundi say? Believe it, achieve. I don't know what he says, but what he says, what Tundi says is true. Believe it, you can achieve it.
Fantastic, fantastic. What we're going to do, we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about more boxing, but this weekend's fights and some boxing news as well. We'll be right back.